What's up, y'all? It is that guy Ty, and I'm coming to you with the episode review of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I forgot which episode it is, so whatever episode it is going to be in the description box down below. Before I get into the review, please be sure to go ahead and like this video and hit that subscribe button so you can be tapped into all the other things that I have going on this channel, reviews, hot topics, everything. Make sure that you are locked in and you are subscribed to the channel. All right, so let's get into this episode review. So the episode starts off where it left off last week, and we get a scene with Mia, Jacqueline, and Karen having a conversation. And basically Mia's just like, hey Karen, you didn't have my back within this moment. You know, you didn't speak up for me, you didn't say anything. And Karen has to let Mia know, like, hey, I'm not picking sides. Both of y'all were wrong. And I kind of disagree with Karen on that, because you can't tell me I'm wrong after someone has wronged me. But Karen's point is, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. Yes, you threw the drink, but she should have never came at your husband. But Karen is forgetting to add the simple fact that the reason that she is going at your husband is because you threw a drink on her. And Mia is looking at it from a completely different viewpoint, as if she threw the drink because Wendy said something about her husband. That's incorrect. And I really hope that Andy holds them to the fire with this, because it's pussy popping and it's backpedaling. Let's be very clear here, okay? Karen can have her own opinion, and so can everybody else, but there's no reason that drink should be thrown on anybody. And Mia actually went on Twitter to say, you know, nobody deserves a drink. She put up a bunch of cryptic messages about how she might be leaving the show. At this point, it might be time for you to go, Mia, because you're doing a lot, okay? Moving on, Karen says, well, do you have my back in the confessional? Because, you know, Mia's talking all this stuff about, do you got my back here? Do you got my back there? Why you ain't speak up? But here you are having Charisse on the show and tag teaming along. I'm sorry, Charisse is a pick-me, if I ever met one. Charisse is a pick-me. She's trying to find her position back on this show, and she doesn't have a place that fits in. That's why she left initially. So it is annoying to watch her sit and, you know, grandstand as if she is the grand dame, and she's really not. And I really just want her to... I like Charisse, but some of the stuff she's doing is kind of starting to annoy me at the same time. So, yeah. Robyn is sitting, and she's basically saying, she's sitting with Candice, and she's saying that Karen should have diffused the situation, that she ended up antagonizing herself. Robyn sat at that table, and she did nothing but antagonize Wendy. And when Wendy was like, well, let me throw a drink in your face and see what you do, literally, that's Wendy antagonizing what's that lady name? Robyn. That's Wendy antagonizing Robyn just to prove a point, because it's just like, don't say, you know, I'm not supposed to respond, or I'm not responding how you want. And later in the show, the producers actually call her out. Well, if that's how you feel, because at one point Robyn did go ahead and say, you know, they both were wrong, and the producers called her out and was like, well, why didn't you say that? Why are you riding so hard for Mia? And Robyn is just like, well, I don't like Wendy, and I wish you would have kept it real at the table, and I wish you would have kept it real at this moment. You were happy to see this woman get a bag thrown at her. You were happy to see this woman get, you know, a drink thrown in her face, all behind the strength of you just don't like her. And I wish that she actually would have said that, because then that's the reality. That's reality TV. Stop putting on for these cameras trying to make it, you know, not hit as hard. Just say you don't like her. I'm not saying you don't like her because she's black or dark skinned. I'm just saying you don't like her because maybe some of the things that she did. I don't know. But I definitely want them to start keeping it real when it comes to that. Wendy is sitting with... Wendy's sitting with... What's that lady name? I can't remember none of their names right now. I'm so tired, y'all. Anyways... Wendy is sitting with Ashley, and they're having a conversation about everything that happened. They're sitting on the curve. This is still after the whole debacle here. And Wendy is just like, you know, I was assaulted, I was attacked, and that verbiage, I wouldn't, maybe it's just because of where I'm from, but I don't consider it an attack or an assault. But I was happy that she used those words, because with a show like this, and Wendy knows this, vocabulary and the terms that you use and the way that you use words means a lot. The same way that they used aggressive and they weaponized that against Wendy, she's going to do the same thing to make a point. So I knew that she was using that word very meticulously. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing there. And I'm not mad at it. And it's, how she feels. So we're going to move on. Mia's upset and Mia wants to go home. She is on the phone with G and she needs a 8 a.m. flight stat. She's ready to go. And honestly, Mia, nobody cares. Nobody cares, everything that you're doing and the scene that you are causing is all because of your own actions. And I really want that to be taken into account here. The only reason that Mia is doing everything is to gaslight Wendy's emotions, and she knows that, hey, if I'm having a fit and I'm crying, all these people are going to come check to me and they're not even going to worry about what's happening with Wendy. And that's exactly what went down. Jacqueline, I'm gonna call her Jackie for short because that's what's in my notes, and I really don't really care for her, but Jackie makes a point about Mia and Wendy always being the voice of reason, and everybody have to listen to them and all of this. And it's just like, well, Robyn and Gizelle, they agreed with the statement that Jacqueline said, but it's also just like, once again, why are y'all not saying this in front of them? Because when Wendy comes around, it's, oh, Wendy, you're wrong. And it's just like, you cannot be loyal to a person to a fault to where you can't tell them when they're wrong. And throughout this whole episode, that's what Mia was wanting everyone around her to do. And that's not true loyalty. And I feel like since Mia didn't have true loyalty within her family, she didn't have a family that wanted to really keep her around, just put it out there, that didn't want to really have her back, she is inadvertently requiring people around her to have such strong, I'm trying to figure out how to put it together, such strong ties to everything that she does, whether it's fucked up or not. And I don't agree with that at all. She definitely needs a reality check when it comes to that. So we get this scene with Ashley having a conversation with Charisse and Gizelle, and Ashley's basically just sitting there and she's saying, she's not happy with how things went down and she doesn't agree with things getting physical, which we've heard her say countless times already. Charisse and Gizelle take it upon themselves to say that, she's flowing in the wind because of the situation with Monique. Ashley was, kind of pushing that along or helping Monique out with different statements with her lawyers and X, Y, and Z. Now, I thought we got past this. I thought Gizelle knew. The only reason that Ashley was doing that, in my opinion, was because I feel like Monique may have had evidence and may have actually had video footage of what allegedly happened at Monique's party a couple seasons ago in her basement. Remember that on the reunion, Monique said that footage was gone. I don't think that footage was gone. That is a huge mansion. Why is it that you wouldn't have cameras on every square foot of that mansion? So I don't believe anything. I don't believe that. Mia, Candice has arrived to the house. Candice can't figure out why there's so much drama. And it's only the second day y'all, this is only the first night there. So they still have a whole vacation. So I feel like we're going to be in Miami for a couple more episodes, which I'm ready for them to get back to their actual lives. The thing about these group trips is I feel like sometimes they can be forced because, like, in reality, if I'm on a trip with a bunch of people I don't like, I'm about to go home or I'm about to have a whole separate vacation and I will not talk to you then, and I'm not going to talk to you ever when I get back. That's just how I roll. But I know they're filming a show, so whatever. But Candice is trying to get caught up with everything, and Candice is just kind of taken aback because Robyn shows her this one-sided video that she recorded on her phone when the whole fight went down, and Robyn was only showing the moments when Wendy was being quote-unquote aggressive, but she was not showing what Wendy was responding to. So I'm so happy that Candice was just like, well, she did get a drink thrown in her face, Robyn. That is why she's acting like that. Come on now, like we gotta think smart. And Candice is taken aback by how Robyn is responding to this, and she's just disappointed in what she's doing, because I really, really hope Robyn takes some accountability at the reunion or later in this season for how she's going about this. I know you may not like somebody, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Come on now, like we got to have some sort of about ourselves and couth at the end of the day. So I really hope that she does some self-reflection there. Moving right along, Mia is getting her nails fixed because she acted a fool and she broke them. Side note, Karen in this brown, Karen looks good. Like Karen for her age, like her body is there. She definitely looks good. I was pissed off when she changed into that little knitted two-piece. I did not like that. I was just like, put that brown shit back on pronto. But Karen has always looked good. She's definitely stepped her game up from season 1, so she's coming a long way. I'm happy for Karen. All right, the girls split up, and thankfully Candice starts to break down the mistreatment of her friend. She's sitting with Ashley and Karen, and she just starts to kind of get emotional because she's just like, Wendy isn't here and none of y'all really care. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that y'all should be doing her the way that y'all are doing her. And I completely agree. I feel like they need to at least... Well, let me back up, because it was Wendy's choice to leave. I feel like the producers would have wanted her to stay in the house just for more drama, but it was Wendy's choice for her to leave. Mia trying to make it seem like she has all this control over that house and what goes on there. Honey, you're on a TV show. There's producers involved. The producers have the right of way there. So it's really, really what they want and what the other person feels comfortable with. And Mia would have just had to deal, and she probably would have left on her own merit, but that's on her. I just want her to stop acting like she runs this house. So we get another scene after Candice kind of breaks down. The girls are in the pool. Robyn, Charisse, Gizelle, they're kind of seeing if she's crying, trying to, figure out what's going on. And this is that part when I told y'all earlier that Robyn admits in the confessional that, she is only doing this and acting a particular way because she doesn't like Wendy. And here's my thing. If you don't like somebody, just say you don't like them. And everything that you do after that will explain itself because you don't like them. Instead of coming up with passive-aggressive reasonings as to why you're treating a person the way that you're treating them. It's definitely not cool. It's giving me mean girl energy, and I don't like it. All right? In my ashy voice, I don't like it. Anyways, Karen takes it upon herself to invite Wendy to her birthday thing that Mia is throwing for her at the beach. Now, she goes and she tries to explain that she really wants Wendy to be there because it's her day, and Mia is just like, anybody that picks a side, and I hate when people do this. When you talk in almost third person, or you talk about how you don't like when somebody do something and I've already did it, vice versa, just saying you did something and I'm not fucking with you for that. Don't try to talk around me while I'm right there. That's my point. And that's what Mia did. She basically said anybody that's still rocking with Wendy is not a friend to me, and you showing me this and you showing me that. And I was happy when Karen clocked that. Like, are you talking about me? And if so, you should definitely speak up. Like, I'm right here, and whatever you need to say or feel, let me know. And they know who to try it with, because they don't try that with Karen. All right. And I genuinely feel like if anybody does try Karen or tries to throw a drink on her or anything, they will be off the show they will be off the show maybe that season, because Karen just don't seem like she play that. But Mia feels away, and she decides that she's not going to deal, and that she's going to say, okay, well, can you just split up the day with me, and then you can go hang out with Wendy, or whatever the case might be, which was a good compromise. But Karen is basically like, I don't have to pick sides, and I'm not going to. I'm a full-fledged adult, and I feel like a real friend, Mia, would never put their friend in a position to where they have to pick sides or choose. I don't like that, because the moment you make me pick between two people, I'm going to pick the person that's not putting me in that position. And there's always one. There's rarely two people that are just like, you got to pick a side. And if both of them are like that, I ain't picking nobody's side. And y'all gonna sit with that. But I feel like definitely you shouldn't hold your friends to that standard. But once again, she's doing that because she didn't have that while she was growing up. So she's definitely overcompensating. This also doesn't have anything to do with Karen, so they need to stop putting her in the middle of it. That is what I'm really sick of. All right. So Karen then decides to go about it, that we get a scene. She decides to check on Wendy because it's her birthday, and she's going to do what she wants to do. So she invites Wendy out to dinner, and she's going to cancel the plans that Mia has arranged for her. And we'll get into what I think about that later. I'm going to just keep on going on with my notes here. So Robyn claims that she has nothing to do with the situation, that she has gaslit. This is where I'm also just like, Robyn, you can't throw a rock and then hide your finger. I feel like that second round of Mia throwing that clutch at Wendy was enticed by Robyn, in my opinion, because you made Wendy have to stand on something that she was already standing on. So as we know, Wendy can be a little bit over the top sometimes, but in this moment she was completely justified. And I feel like they wanted her to hush, they wanted her to be quiet, but also everybody wanted you to be quiet too, Robyn. And just like you didn't, Wendy didn't either. So whatever. Moving right along, Mia tells Karen and Ashley that they can't stay at the crib, all for going on to check and have a dinner with Wendy. This part really sent me because, like I said, Mia, you don't run the house, you don't have any control, and at the end of the day, you think I won't get my shit and leave from this? Y'all don't even got AC in here for real. I can hear every flush that everybody's making in the toilet. Like, I could have Michael go get me a motherfucking 5-star pent hotel somewhere and shit on all y'all hoes. So it was just like kind of weird that that Mia was weaponizing their place of rest, if I will say, where they were sleeping and laying their head. Like, why would you weaponize something like that? I've never seen nobody do that. That's weird energy, and like Karen has been saying, it's childish. And I was here for Ashley calling her a ratchet ass bitch. I'm sorry. It was funny. I died. They also clowned her big ass feet. And I'm here for it. I'm here for Mia getting everything that she deserves for how she's treating these people, okay? Because it ain't right. I don't like it. Ashley texts Mia and she calls her out for what she just pulled. And she's basically just like, I'm still going to be staying where I was invited to stay at. Nobody's going to make me move. And this is what I'm talking about, where Mia don't got the control like that. Because if it was really Mia's house and she really paid for it, and if she didn't pay for it with production money, then, it'll be some things. And y'all, Mia playing with the right cast because she forgets that she's a newbie. I'm sure Ashley done paid for a couple houses with production money before. Therefore, she knows that this is a cast house, and this house does not belong to you, Mia. This is paid for by production, and you don't have any right to be kicking people out just because production told you to host the trip this year. Anyways, moving right along, we get a scene where, so the girls are split. We have the girls with Karen, it's going to be Karen, Wendy, Candice, and Ashley. Then at the beach, we have Jacqueline, Mia, Gizelle, Robyn, and Charisse. So these two scenes are kind of coinciding with one another. And at the beach, the girls start talking about how Gizelle seen Jacqueline and Mia in the shower together. So I guess Gizelle was outside doing something, and all of the back of the house is exposed with glass, so you can see into everybody's room that has glass. And I guess she's seen the silhouette or the outline of two people in the shower together. And I really just want them to come out and say they got something going on, because you're just validating everything that Wendy said as far as you sleep with men and women, or you sleep with women and women. I don't know. I think even if y'all did have that relationship, at some point boundaries have to be respected, unless G's okay with that and G don't care and y'all do it in front of G. I don't know. All of this, I'm not sure, but I do want them to be honest about their friendship, because it does give a little bit weird. Alrighty. Wendy is hurt and she spills the tea saying that Mia did something to Peter's ex-girlfriend, and that's why Peter doesn't mess with Mia and G. Do I believe this? I don't know. I really don't know, because why didn't you say that in the heat of the moment? Oh, she said that Peter, that's why. She said that Peter had told her. So I guess she had a conversation with Peter after the whole incident had went down, which I wouldn't have did. I would have been cussing Peter out, like, why are you putting my business out there? But anyways, she said that that's what had happened and that Peter really don't mess with them no more. I'm gonna say this, Peter, we don't care. I'm not sure what Peter's trying to do, but you need to stay out of women's business, like Nene said, and Peter really just needs to back off. He needs to take 2 steps and a left and a right and back off and go have a seat somewhere, because what he's doing is causing division between women, and just as a black man, it's not a good look. So I really want him to do some self-reflection. All right. At the beach, because remember, Ashley had sent a text to the group message saying, I'm not going nowhere. And Sharice is a pick me, in my opinion. She grabs the phone and she's like, oh, I'm Secretary Sharice. And I'm just like, you barely know this girl. And you was just keep keying about how your checks were clear with Peter over Wendy's. It's just I can't figure out what side she's on. I can't figure out what she's doing. I just don't know. Anyways, Sharice is a pick me, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. She sends that message and she's just like, hey, we want to have a good time, and everybody's gonna stay at the house. We have arrangements later, whatever. Mia begins in the confessional to make excuses for her actions based off the trauma that she has experience. And this is what I'm gonna say. At some point when you are an adult, and she just had a birthday, happy birthday Mia, but you're almost 40, you have to stop using your trauma as an excuse to treat people badly. You have to stop using your trauma and weaponizing it, and, well, I've been through this, so this is why I do that, and this is why I just cut people off and they're dead to me, and all of this other stuff. That's not healthy, and you need to use your trauma as an excuse to heal, and as an excuse for self-reflection, not as an excuse to be a terrible person. All right, that's not what we're here for. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. It is unfortunate what you went through, but at the end of the day, you still have the choice to be a better person. That's all I'm gonna say on that. They get a scene. It's a little fun scene. Some dudes come up and they ask the dudes to take the pictures. The young man comes up and Robyn is immediately doing the most. Robyn's just doing the most this season. I don't know if she's trying to get from behind Gizelle, but she's definitely doing the most. I mean, the dude comes up and she instantly starts rubbing all on him. It's kind of weird to me. I know this is acceptable for women, but I also feel like if a man did that, it would be perceived completely different. And with her, she looks at it differently. Maybe it's Gizelle that I'm trying to make the connection to, because I'm trying to make a connection to the Chris Bassett thing, and it's different. So I'm gonna get off that, but I still think it's weird. Don't be touching people that you don't know. Candice had a scene with Trina. This was very fun, and I loved that Candice was showing Trina how grateful she was for the opportunity. It wasn't just like, oh, this is Trina, you know. I love that she's showing Trina that, you know, she's grateful that for the opportunity. You know, she breaks down in tears. And if you haven't heard Candice's song with Trina, I need you to go stream it. It is called Insecure. I'll try to leave a link down in the description if she has one. She posted the audio to YouTube just so that you guys can go check it out, because the song is great. I give it a good 10 out of 10 in my opinion, for Candice. So And after that, they had a really, really cute scene where Wendy's like slithering. I'm gonna teach Trina how to slither in the video, and I just feel like their friendship is actually genuine. I feel like they're friends outside of the show, and Wendy really wants to see her succeed. So that's refreshing. So everybody gets back to the crib, and they're checking in at home with their families. We see Karen on this phone call with Ray, and I love their relationship. It is very sweet. He sent her some roses to the house. And Ashley, we see Ashley checking in with her kids, just making sure that everything's going good. Robyn's boys, they ain't go to school, so they're just checking in. So once they're done, we get a scene with Karen being called down to Mia's room. Karen gets called down to Mia's room, and they want to talk about this again, about how Karen is picking sides and X, Y, and Z, and I am so exhausted. Because it's just like Karen has already, she already showed you what was up when she didn't come to your stuff. And Mia's feeling away because she's saying, well, I made these arrangements for you to have a party, and, you know, you basically left. And Karen didn't know that, obviously, because I think she maybe would have had different, you know, arrangements. But whatever y'all did at that beach, Mia, I don't know what that was. That was just a regular visit to the beach. That was not any party arrangements for me to be turning 59 years old. Like Karen said, I could have did better by myself. So if that's what your idea of having this grand old party for me was, take it back, because I don't want it. And I just love that Karen stood her ground and she checked her. Karen is the queen. She put her scepter on, and she says she does not ask for permission. And I definitely agree. Karen knows her position on this show, and she's not threatened by Mia, and Mia just is trying to look for a moment wherever she can get it, instead of just saying I'm wrong. She waited till after this shit aired, and she got a lot of backlash online to actually break down and say, okay, I was wrong about X, Y, and Z. This isn't something that I should have did. So next time she needs to really, really take into account her actions if she comes back for next season. But down below in the comment section, please go ahead and tell me what you guys think. Let's definitely have that dialogue. I'll be responding to you guys. I just want to know your opinions on this week's episode. Do you think that Mia is right in the way she's standing? How do you feel about Karen this episode? Do you think Charisse is a pick me? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I will holler at y'all on another day. Until next time, peace out, y'all. Oh, before I go, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, okay? Make sure y'all like, share this video to whoever it need to be shared to. Your mama, your sister, your grandpops, anybody. Share the video. All right, subscribe to the channel. Peace out.